boop, boop, boop. Good morning, hockey fans. We're here at the Blaine Super Rink. Get ready for the start of our game between the 605 Bandits and the Queens Hockey Club. Not sure where they're out of, but we got warm-ups going on. We got about 2 minutes left on that, and we'll be ready for the start of the game. Yesterday's tilt did not go our way for the 605 Bandits, but hopefully today's a little bit better. Although I will say the Queens girls, they look a tad bit bigger, just overall. So I don't know. Hopefully bigger doesn't mean better. But we will find out. Anyway, we're getting ready for the start of the game. We should be ready to go in about a minute and a half. They'll get the pucks picked up. But warm-ups are still going on. I made a mistake. Apparently, the goaltender yesterday was not Mariah Lincoln, and nor could it have been Mariah Lincoln. She was in Omaha, so that was the other goaltender, and I cannot remember what her name was. But Mariah is in net today. My cameraman is messing with the audio mixer, throwing a little bit of clapping in there. Anyway, we are just about ready to go. We'll be back shortly for the start of the game. Not playing any music, so in the meantime, I'll just let you listen to sounds of the game. Well, sounds of the warm-up, I should say. All right, warm-ups are done. You could definitely tell our girls, the 605 Bandits, were just a wee bit rusty yesterday. They were struggling to really get going during the game and didn't have as much stamina. That's what happens when you play spring-summer hockey. It's not as serious, and you don't practice near as much, and it's just more for fun than anything else. Pucks are picked up. We're waiting for the game to get started. Don't go anywhere. We got a hockey game to be played. All right, 605 Bandits from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, mainly. There are girls from elsewhere in the state. We got Wahi Capitals, a few other girls throughout South Dakota. Chipped towards the net by Queens number 3, picked up behind the net over to the far side. Harris tried to get to it, not able to do so. Back to the point, number 12. That one was almost picked off by Lucy Nelson, picked up by Reagan Pesca. Long pass. That one is picked off over to the near side boards and chipped back down low. Harris with it. Hits Nelson. Nelson had it knocked away from her. She spun through the neutral zone and not able to maintain control of the puck. Harris with it. Up the near side board, goes off the skate of Pesca and stays in. Pesca battling for it, gets bumped. Honor with it. Gets it up to Nelson. Nelson carries it in. Down below the goal line. Quick change of direction. Ends up blowing a tire. And Queens get control of it. Over to the far side. Rimmed around. Marvisi there to pick it up off the half wall and bats it down low. Marvisi battling for it against a couple of the Queens players. Number 13 picks it up from behind the net, chipped up through the neutral zone and back down onto Lincoln. Lincoln just covers that one up, and we get a stoppage of play and a face-off at the 13:41 mark of the first period. Thanks again for joining us today. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It would be awesome if we could hit the 800 subscriber mark. We're just a little over 20 away from that last I looked, and every little bit helps. So if you're joining us and have not liked and subscribed, please do so. Reagan Pfeiffer gets stood up right at the blue line, not able to do much with it. Up the near side boards to number 15. 15 over to the that was the far side over to the near side. Batted away by, can't tell who that was. Marvisi with it now. Gets it up to Black. Black mishandled it and ends up down below the goal line. Picked up by number 11, Elliott Birch. She throws it up the boards, gets it back. Had it knocked away from her by number 23. Number 23 with it down below the goal line. Now Marvisi with it, throws it up and out. And Pfeiffer not able to get control of it. Berg picks it up on the far side over to Marvisi. Marvisi looks to hand that off, goes off the skate of number 4 and deep into the Queens zone. Number 4 gets it, spins away from Evelyn Berg. That's not Evelyn Berg. That's 97, Mackenzie Peterson. Harris not able to get to it. 23 picks it up on the half wall for Queens down in the Bandit zone. Rigolizzo with it, backhands it over to the far side, picked up by number 4. She's not able to do much with it as Harris is on her. Number 27 comes in to help out. We got 3 of the Queens girls there right on the half wall. Off the stick of Rigolizzo, picked up by Harris. Harris with it, chips that one up. And number 24, Callie Beam, backhands it into the zone, but Queens gets control of it over to the near side. Up to number 4 in the neutral zone. She fires that in, goes off the stick of Rigolizzo, just wide of Mariah Lincoln. Honor leaves it for Harris. Harris now with it. Tried to get it to Pesca, but that takes a weird bounce. Down below the goal line. Harris there, but she's not able to get to it. Number 22 for Queens chips it down low. Puck bounces around in front. Up to Honor, but that was not clean. She's not able to control it. Lucy Nelson battling for it. Ends up taking a tumble right at the half wall. Number 2 there. Picks it up. Takes it behind the net. Honor battling for it now. Back to, can't tell if that's Callie Beam. Nope, that's Reagan Pesca. Back to the point. Nobody there. Peterson had moved more towards the center ice. She has to go chase that down in her own zone. Picked up by Callie Peterson, and she gets bumped by number 22. Can't quite read the number. Puck bounces around. Another shot towards the net. Goes wide of Lincoln. Berg picks that one up. Bounces it off the back boards and ends up grabbing it off the wall and tossing it back to the ice. Queen player gets control of it. Number 15, I believe that is, backhands it down low. Berg picks it up down below the goal line. Tries to get it over to Peterson. She's not able to handle that. Chipped up the boards and out. Black chasing it down, but beat out by number 9 for the Queens. Still giving her a little bit of a fit. Over to the far side, picked up by Marvisi. Marvisi walks in, loses a handle on it. Back to the point. Rigolizzo down to Marvisi. That was just out of her reach. Picked up by Birch over on the near side. Birch with it. She gets pinned up against the boards. Off the near side boards. And Beam putting a little bit of pressure on. And fired in by number 15 from the neutral zone into the Bandits end. Picked up by Elliott Birch. Birch with it. Off the near far side half wall. Chipped up over the stick of... Can't tell who that was. And lobbed in by number 15 or 16. Shot towards Lincoln. Blocks that one down. and backhanded down low. Number 23 carries it through the slot. Puck's bouncing around. Lincoln did not get a glove on that one, but quick whistle by the ref gave her a little bit of a reprieve. We got a stoppage of play at the 9:01 mark of the first period. Thanks again for joining us. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. That helps us. We are trying to get to the 800 subscribers to the channel. And we do all of the South Dakota girls hockey that we can. We did throughout the season. We did the Sioux Falls Flyers, varsity, and I don't think I did any JV games last year, but the year before I did a few of the JV games. But all the girls hockey. So, again, that helps us. And we're 21 away, 21 subscribers away from 800. So get your friends and family to hop on and join us. Face-off just to the right of Mariah Lincoln, won by Queens, number 6 with it. Yeah, I do know some of these girls on the Queens team. I think that's John Haugen's daughter, number 6. Bree played with her for the Midwest Hockey for a couple of years. Yeah, but John Haugen's out of New Ulm, and I think he's sitting right over there too. Shot on by Pesca. Nice save by the Queens goaltender. Honor battling for it down below the goal line. Another pass and a shot by Pesca. Nelson with a great pass. Pesca got good wood on it, but not able to bury it in the back of the net. Shot on, save by Lincoln. Taken behind the net, up to Pesca. Long pass, and that goes off of a couple sticks back down into the Bandit zone. Picked up by Honor. Honor with it. Chipped up and whipped past Pesca down into the zone. So we got an icing call on the Bandits. Face off just to the left of Mariah Lincoln. Back to the point. Shot on, saved by Lincoln. Picked up by Birch. Birch up the far boards. Pfeiffer there battling for it and chipped back down low. Shot. That goes off the side of the net. And I think that was Rigolizzo that got run over. She's laughing about that one. She should. That was kind of funny. She did a little stutter step and just got bowled over. So that is going to put number 15 in the box for Queens, and that's going to put the Bandits on a power play. 7:06 left in the first period. Still goose eggs on the board, neither team able to get a distinct advantage. Back to Black. Black with it, backhands it up the boards, picks it back up, carries it over the blue line. Throws it down low over to the far side. Back over to the near side, but nobody there. Thrown up the boards, off the stick of Black, and back down into the Bandit zone. Mariah Lincoln comes out and plays it, but Rigolizzo there. Back over to the near side. Picked up by Birch. Birch with it. Birch backhands it into the zone. Couple of Bandits go for a change, thrown up and out, and that ends up all the way down. On Lincoln, she just redirects it aside. Picked up by Nelson. Nelson comes flying up the near side boards, using her speed to her advantage. Taken down low, backhanded, centered, and nobody there. It was a good play by Nelson, but nobody there to pick it up. Rigolizzo over to the far side. Back to Peterson. Peterson up to Honor. Honor with it. Thrown back down low. Pesca picks it up off the half wall. Off the half wall to Peterson. Over to the far side to Harris. Harris with a shot. Wide of the net. Picked up by Queens player, but Harris snakes that one. Nelson to Harris. Nelson with a good pass there to Harris as she came down. Honor picks it up over to Peterson. Peterson with it. And I don't know where that one was going, but Nelson looked like she was going for a change. She was a little gassed, but she stays on the ice, picks the puck back up, and looked to hand it off to Marvisi, but not a really good pass there. Harris picks it up, loses a handle on it. Marvisi got it, but she lost a handle on it too. Chipped in by Berg. Bandits have to reset. Pfeiffer chases that one down after it goes off of her arm. She picks it up in the far corner. And penalty is over. The Queens team is back at full strength. Shot on, saved by the goaltender, and we get a stoppage of play at the 4:35 mark of the first period. It's awfully quiet in here. They don't have any music or anything going. That makes it a little bit boring. I don't even have to mute my mic, which I probably should be doing anyway, just out of habit. Shot on, saved by the goaltender, and looked like she was a little confused on whether or not she had the puck, but it was underneath her glove. We get another stoppage of play and a face-off down in the Queen zone. 0-0 the score, neither team able to get an advantage yet. Mackenzie Peterson taking the face-off and chipped back down low. Callie Beam battling for it down below the goal line. She's a feisty one. Queens with it. Rimmed around over to the near side. Picked up by Birch. Birch with a shot just wide of the net. Goes all the way over to the far side. Rigolizzo with it. And she loses a handle on it. Thrown back down low. Number 6, Haugen picks it up. Backhanded up the far boards. Mackenzie Peterson battling for it. Number 14 picks it up, number 11 picks it up and chips it into the Bandit zone. Bandits getting a little bit of sustained pressure right now, and that errant pass does not connect with anybody and ends up all the way down in the Queen zone. We get another icing call at the 3:30 mark of the first period. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. I know it's just Saturday morning, but, the weekends are short enough. We got to enjoy it as much as we can. Honor takes the faceoff, loses that one, and chipped in past Pesca. Rigolizzo over to Peterson. Peterson lost a handle on it. And battle right in the near side corner. Rigolizzo against number 13. Rigolizzo still battling down there. Honor helping out. Rigolizzo comes away with it up the far boards, but kept in. Back down low, shot, save Lincoln, and no rebound as she does not give up anything. So we get another stoppage of play. Honor taking the draw. She wins that one. Peterson battling for it down below the goal line. Number 15 with it. She walks off the half wall, loses a handle on it. Nelson picks it up. Nelson tries to get it in. She gets around the defender, walks in, shot, saved by the goaltender as Nelson takes a little bit of a spill to the ice. Bandits get control of it back. Pesca leaving it for Peterson. Peterson with it. Tried to get it up to Pesca, but that was behind her. Picked up by number 12, Kurtz. Thrown down into the Bandit zone, goes wide of the net just barely, and we get a stoppage of play on an icing call against the Bandits. Face-off down in the Bandit zone just to the right of number 1, the goaltender for the Bandits, at the 2:17 mark of the first period. Black taking the face-off out with Marvisi, and can't tell who the other one is. I believe that's Pfeiffer. Chipped down low, rimmed around over to the far side. Harris picks that up off the back wall. gets bumped, but ends up battling for it. Black there to help out. Thrown it back over to the near side. Marvisi racing for it to get it off the half wall. They arrive at the same time, so nothing really happens. Marvisi gets it back. Long pass over to the far side, trying to hit Pfeiffer just ahead of her. And the Queens players get a hold of it. Harris snakes that one, throws it back down into the Queen zone. Up the far side, and can't tell, that was Callie Beam that came in with a freight train and ends up putting herself into the boards. Rolls off the stick of Elliott Birch. Over to the far side, Haugen gets it up and out of the Queen zone. Over to the near side to nobody, and Haugen picks that one up. Throws it down into the Bandit zone. Rigolizzo gets it back over to Birch. Puck's bouncing around. Number 3 gets a hold of it. Shot on, save, and Lincoln not giving up a rebound as we get another stoppage of play. We're going to take the face-off just to the left of Lincoln at the 44.6 second mark of the first period. Again, if you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. That helps us. Back to the point, number 16 with it, throws it back down low. Puck ends up down below the goal line. Towards the net, Lincoln there covers that one up, and we get another stoppage of play. And a face-off down in the Bandits zone, just to the left of Lincoln. 28.5 seconds left in the first period. Chipped up and out. Haugen gathers it up. Off the near side boards, up to number 3. Goes past her and Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo having to chase that one down. Up the near side boards, back to Haugen. Haugen with the shot, blocked. Pesca gets it over to the far boards, picked up by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo gets bumped, almost ends up in the Queen's bench right there. And we get a stop, end of the period. That horn signals the end of the period. So we're going to take a little bit of a vocal break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Remember, no ZAMs during these particular tournament games. They go 1 minute break and then straight into the next period. So we'll be back in about 30 to 40 seconds for the start of the second period. All right. Sorry, we're back a little bit late. Off the near side boards, picked up by Nelson. She throws it around over to the far side. Pesca there, not able to get to it. The Queens players come away with it. Over to Nelson, backhanded up to Pesca. Pesca not able to handle that, handcuffed her a little bit. Brought right back in, Harris with it. Harris takes it behind the net, off the near side boards, up to Nelson. Nelson not able to make a solid pass. Harris tries to hit Pesca. Pesca carries it in. Spins away from the Queens player right at the half wall. Shot towards the net. Nelson right there. Honor, Nelson to Honor. Honor was not able to get much on it. Tried to redirect it towards the net. Chipped back down low. And Queens player, number 24, comes away with it. Hands it off to 13. Battling again against Elliott Birch. And 24 and Birch going at it. Nelson comes in to help out. Shot on, save Lincoln. Puck's bouncing around. Another shot, save Lincoln, and she covers that one. No, she did not cover it. Peterson gets it behind the net. Long pass over to Nelson and chipped up and out. That's going to be an icing call on the Bandits as we get a stoppage of play and a face-off. Will come back down into the Bandits zone to be to the left of Lincoln. 13:28 left in the second period. Neither team able to bury one yet. Puck carried down low. Number 23 with it. Walks out. And somehow that goes off the side of Lincoln and in the back of the net. That was a goal from below the goal line. And the Queens Hockey Club draws first blood in this game. I did not see who got that. I think it might have been number 23 or number 27, but I'm not sure of that. Queens gets control of it. Past Beam. Still maintaining control of it. Beam steals that one off the far board or off the back boards. Marvisi there to pick it up off the half wall. Shot towards the net and chipped up and out. Beam not able, or sorry, that was Pfeiffer, not Beam. Puck down below the goal line. Up to number 9. Number 9 up and batted away by Wearspan. Wearspan not able to get control of it. And a little bit of crashing and banging, which is what you'd expect from a good hockey game. Over to the far side, picked up by number 11 off the back boards. Over to 9. 9 with it now. Back over to the far side, taken by Harris off the half wall. She carries that down low. Harris with it still in the corner. Spins out. Takes it to the slot. Shot on. Saved by the goaltender. Puck still bouncing around. Peterson comes in to help out. Leaves it for Wearspan. Wearspan not able to do much with it. Number 11 carries it in. Shot, save Lincoln. And she does not give up a rebound that the Queens player can get to. And we get another stoppage of play. 11:54 left in the second period. Queens up 1-0 over the 605 Bandits. I believe that's Honor stepping up to take the draw. She wins that one. Peterson with it. Not able to do much with it. Honor trying to get to it. Knocked away by Birch. Puck ends up stalled out just below the goal line. Birch battling for it, and the Queens number 22 comes away with it. Errant pass. Haugen had moved to the center, and it goes down into the Queens zone. Pesca battling for it, and the Bandits come away with it. Chipped up and out as Birch gathers it up in the neutral zone. Long pass over to Honor. Honor not able to handle that one. It gets away from her. Number 3 skates in. Over to the far side. Off of Honor and down low. Battling for it. Backhanded to the blue line. Shot blocked. Nelson with it. And she just steamrolls number 3. Back to the point. Queens player off the back wall over to the near side. Number 3 with it. Back down low, 24 with it. Tried to center that one, goes off of a couple players and doesn't go very far. Back to Nelson. Nelson with it. Honor leaves it for Pesca. Pesca carries it in. Shot, save. Oh, Honor right there. She thought she had that one, and the goaltender got back over and is able to keep that out of the back of the net. Great save by the goaltender. Honor with a great chance, but not able to bury that. So I hope everybody's feeling pretty excited about the second round of the NHL playoffs. That's going to be pretty exciting. We got the Avs and the Wild. It's been a long time since those teams have seen each other in the playoffs. And the Wild are really good. The Avs are top team in the league, so we'll see if they can hold on to that. It's going to be a fun NHL playoffs. What's the other one? Canes and Philly. And then we got Montreal, and we don't know yet. Oh, that's right. Montreal and Tampa hasn't finished yet. Vegas took won their game against Utah, their series against Utah last night. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun playoffs. Marvisi chases that one down on the half wall, not able to get to it first. She ran out of steam, picked up down below the goal line. Long pass that goes past everybody down into the Bandits zone. No icing there. Peterson with it now. Peterson has it taken from her. Shot towards the net off the leg pad of Harris. Harris with it down below the goal line. Over to the far side. Back over to the near side. Wearspan picks that one up. Chipped up the boards. And Mackenzie Peterson not able to get to that one first. Beat out by number 10. Rigolizzo back at forward. She started off the game on D. I wonder if Callie Beam went back on D. Callie Beam's a pretty good defensive player, but she does play both. Over to the far side, picked up by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo, a little bit of bumping and crashing there as Rigolizzo goes into the board. Shot, and that one right over the shoulder of Lincoln and in the back of the net. That extends the lead. 2-0, the Queens Hockey Club over the 605 Bandits. The Bandits are actually looking a little bit better today than they did yesterday, except on the scoreboard. But they look like they're playing with a little more speed. They looked really rusty yesterday. Shot wide of the net, picked up by Beam. Over to the far side, Birch with it now. Off the skate of Honor, Pesca with it, throws it down low, and we have an offsides call. Bandits reset. Number 3 picks it up for Queens towards the net, up over the net. And backhanded down low by number 11. Beam picks it up over to the far side. Chipped up, but not out. Pesca now with it, carries that in. Spins away over to the half wall. Tries to get it down low. That's intercepted. Back over to the far side. Harris with it. Shot towards the net. Redirected up front by Nelson. To Honor, that goes off of her stick and grenades. She was not able to control that one. Marvisi throws it down low, ends up going off of a skate, chipped up the boards and out. Picked up by number 15, McClure, carries it in, spins away from everybody at the half wall. Centering pass, Harris now with it. She steals that back, throws it into the Queen zone. This game has picked up some speed. And we have an offsides call. Good call by the officials. That was just a wee bit offsides. Again, thanks for joining us today. I do know your choices are between me and Live Barn. I appreciate you giving Live Barn the finger. Oh, they don't. Oh, they do over there, though. But I even have a mug that says I'm better than Live Barn. And that's kept out and kept in. Chased down by Berg. Berg with it down below the goal line. Brought up the near side boards. Berg not able to handle that one. Picked up by 24 off the half wall. She takes it down below the goal line off the far boards. Back over to the near side. Number 2 shot. That goes off of Lincoln. Rigolizzo there, not able to get to it. Peterson with it. And that one goes off a stick and ends up out in the neutral zone. Picked up by number 2. And that one was stolen, picked off by Rigolizzo as she just backhands it into the zone. And we get another change. Back to the point. Honor with it. She just dumps it down low. Over to the far side. Nelson bounces it off the back boards. Back to the point. Shot towards the net. Goes off at number 2 up front. Picked up by number 12. She spins away from Pesca. Pesca comes in and just like manhandles her. And shot on by, I believe that was Lucy Nelson that got that shot off of a pass from Pesca. But the goaltender covers that up, not giving up a rebound. We are at the 4:57 mark of the second period. This game has definitely picked up some speed, which is so exciting. Makes for a much better game. Shot towards the net. Nelson left that for Honor. Honor not able to handle that one. 23 carries it in. Birch on her. Birch just dumps her to the ice. Off the far boards, number 10 with it and throws it back down low. 27 picks it up off the half wall and just backhands it back down lower. 27 with it down below the goal line. Tried to hand that one off, but nobody there at the point. Back down into the Queen zone. Number 10 picks it up over to the near side to 9. 9 chips that one up. And Black blows a tire, goes into the boards after stealing the puck. Long pass all the way in, and that does not connect, so we get a stoppage of play on an icing call at the 4:05 mark of the second period. Thanks again to my wonderful cameraman who doesn't want to get on and talk about his junior experience because he's just shaking his head. But he does a great job running the cameras for me. So I appreciate that. Picked up by number 3 for the Queens Hockey Club. Brought in, knocked away by Harris. Good stick by her over to the far side. Number 16 with it. Thrown back down low. Back up to the point. Shot. That went off of the top of the net. Took a weird bounce, but Pfeiffer not able to get control of it as she gets rubbed out by Haugen. Back over to the far side. Wearspan carries it in. Shot. That goes off of number 16 for Queens. Up right in front of the net. So Marvisi and Haugen actually played together in the Midwest League. A lot of these girls do know each other. Rigolizzo gets it and throws it back down in, rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Past Beam and out of the zone. Picked up by Berg. Berg with it down below the goal line over to the far side. Picked up by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo gets bumped up against the boards. Got a couple of Queens players on her. Shot. Hits a couple bodies in front. Does not make it to the front of the net. Berg battling for it. Another shot. Nice little pass, but ends up going wide of the net. Rigolizzo not able to get to it. Berg picks it back up down below the goal line. And chipped up and out. Wearspan racing for it, beat out by number 3. Off the half wall. Caught the Bandits on a bad change. Number 13 carries that in. Rising shot went up over the net, picked up by number 15. She rims it around all the way over to the far side. Up for Pesca, over to Nelson. Nelson with it. Nelson throws it down the boards. Back to the point to Birch. Shot. That goes off of a stick in front. Honor picks it up, hands it back down to Nelson. Nelson with it. Back to Birch. Another shot save, kick save by the goaltender. Picked up by number 24. Brought in, shot off the body of Peterson. Thrown back down low. 27 with it down below the goal line. Gets away from Peterson. And thrown back down low. Nelson tried to get it over to Pesca, but they were heading in different directions. Covered up by Lincoln, and we get a little stoppage of play. Number 4 giving Birch a little bit of a back shove there. 53.5 seconds left in the second period. Bandits down 2-0 in this game so far. Harris with it, chipped off the backboards over to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer tried to pass it up, but that one was blocked. Harris with it, down below the goal line. Harris takes it behind the net, up to Marvisi. Marvisi with it now. She decides she's going to carry it in. Chipped in off the near side boards, brought down low. Number 27 gathers it up. Passed up and out. Berg to Black. Black up to Marvisi. Marvisi carries that one out. She just dumps it down low. Picked up by number 9. Harris steals it in the corner. And Queens come away with it. Number 27. Up to Berg. Shot towards the net. Takes a weird bounce. Puck's right there in the crease. Just as the horn sounds, not in the back of the net, so we are still at 2-0 so far in this game. 1 period left to go. We're going to take a quick vocal break. We will be back shortly for the start of the third period. All right, start of the third period. Both teams have switched ends. Down into the Bandits' zone, shot wide of the net, picked up over on the near side. Haugen beating out Pesca down low. Off the near side boards, up and Haugen with it. Hits one of her teammates, shot on, save Lincoln, and she covers that one up, not giving up a rebound there. Face off just to the left of Lincoln, down in the Bandits zone. Beam battling for it in the far corner. Little bit of a chaotic battle down low. Birch with it now. Long pass goes off a body in number 11. She gathers it up back to Haugen over to the far side. Past Beam. Beam has to chase that one down. Over to Pesca. Pesca gets it up to Honor. But Honor just left it for her. Another shot towards the net redirected by Pesca. Back to the point, or back to Nelson in the slot. Picked up by the Queens player and chipped back down low off of Peterson. Marvisi with it. Backhands it up and out. Decides she's going to go chase it. Takes a little bit of a spill. Nobody around her. Guess she blew a tire. Might need to get her skates checked. 12 with it over to the far side. Pfeiffer trying to get it down low, but goes off of a body off the near side boards up and out. Peterson has to chase that down. And beat out by a couple of the Queens players. Back to the point. Number 12 with it, back down low. Back up to number 12. Over to the far side. Shot towards the net, blocked up front by Harris. Harris with it now. Tried to get it up and out and managed to do so. Rigolizzo battling for it. And she backhands it down into the Queens zone. Black there, not able to get to it. Off the near side boards. Worspan takes it away from one of the Queens player, but gets pinched up against the boards. Number 12 with it now. Hits number 13, skates in. Trying to get around Callie Beam. Backhanded towards the net. That goes off of a body of Mackenzie Peterson towards the blue line and out. Number 3 gathers it back up and sends it back in. Stolen from Birch off the near side boards. .23 against Beam over in the near side corner, ends up over to the far side. Back over to the near side, Brigalizzo there. Tries to chip it up, manages to get it out. Carried in. And the Bandits get control of it. Birch with it. Taken behind the net. Over to the far boards. Nelson with it. She's not able to get control of it enough. Shot on Lincoln, and she covers that one up, and we get another stoppage of play. 10:58 left in the third period. Bandits not able to get much going. Number 11 spins away from the Bandits players. Gets it back, walks down the slot. Shot, and that one ends up in the back of the net. That caught Lincoln off guard and went off the far post, the far corner, and right into the back of the net. That was a heck of a shot. And I heard that thud from here. Number 3 with it. Carries it back down into the Bandit zone. Nelson with it now. Carries it up through the neutral zone. Loses a handle on it. Haugen with it. Spins away from Nelson. Nelson takes a little bit of a spill. Tries to get it over to one of her teammates, but not able to do so. Berg, good read on that play. She throws that in. Honor trying to chase that one down. Not able to get to it first. Number 11 with it. Up to 13, up and out of the zone. Handed off to number 12. She just redirects it into the zone. Birch now with it. Off the near boards up to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer out to Pesca. Pesca just, she was handcuffed a little bit, but managed to get it into the zone. Pfeiffer gets pushed up against the far boards. Carried in by number 24, and we have an offsides call by the official, and we get a stoppage of play. Face-off will be in the neutral zone. We are at 780 for the subscribers. We have 20 left to go. Get your friends, family. Let's see if we can break the 800 subscribers for the channel on this weekend. That would be absolutely awesome. Backhanded into the queen zone. Brought right back out. Chipped down low. Birch with it. Down below the goal line. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Wearspan there. Puck stalls out. Marvisi picks it up. Bounces it off the far boards. And not able to maintain control. Back over to the near side boards and knocked away by Birch. Good stick by her. Back to the point, 23 with it. Shot, that made it all the way to Lincoln, but she made a great save and even through traffic, chipped up by Rigolizzo, not out. 23 with it. Shot hits the body up front, number 27, her own player. Up and out as that goes off of Rigolizzo from Harris. Picked up by number 27, in all alone. Shot wide of the net. A 2-on-0 and wide of the net. Knocked away by Rigolizzo, and we have a penalty being called. I believe that's going to be on Wearspan for roughing. No, I'm sorry. That is on Queens. Number 23 going to the box. That's going to put the Bandits on a power play at the 8:11 mark of the third period. Chance for the Bandits to get back in this game. Let's see if they can do it. Honor steps up to take the draw out with Pesca and who are the others? Pesca, Nelson. Up front, we have Peterson and Beam on the backhand right now. And chipped out by Queens. Bandits have to go down and chase it down in their own zone. Peterson with it. Pesca gets around a couple of the Queens players, skates it in, takes it down below the goal line, shot, and the goaltender right there, not giving her much to shoot at. Berg picks it up in the far corner, chipped back down low. Nelson with it. Hits Honor. Honor with a shot, goes off a body in front. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Marvisi overskates that one, not able to get a stick on it. And chipped in by Queens. Bandits have to reset in their own zone. 55 seconds left on the penalty, or on the power play for the Bandits. Number 15 steals that one and blows a tire all on her own. Nobody touched her on that one. Pfeiffer gets it, carries it in. Had it knocked away from her and chipped out. Harris picks it up in her own zone, picked up by number 3. And 3 players overskate it. Finally chipped up to Pfeiffer, not able to get much on it. Shot towards the net. Lincoln just leaves it for Harris. Harris with it now, comes flying up and changes her mind, spins away, takes it behind her own net, leaves it for Black. Black over to the far side, over to Harris. Harris blows the tire. I should have brought my sharpener with me. A lot of girls are blowing tires right now. Beam fires it down. That ends up on the stick of 16. Penalty is over. Queens are back at full strength. Beam with it, knocked away from her. Down below the goal line. Pass up to the slot. Shot. Bounces around in front. Black with it. Gets it up to Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo with it. Tries to hit Weerspan. She did not have her stick on the ice there and was not ready for it. Off the near side boards. Berg gets it down below the goal line now in her own zone. Chipped up, not out. Mackenzie Peterson gathers it up. Skates it in. Had it taken off of her stick. And ends up in the neutral zone. Birch over to the far side. Picked up by Beam. Sorry, that's Pesca. Rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Nelson there with it. Picks it up. Leaves it for Pesca. Pesca has a little bit of trouble with it. Shot towards the net. Wide by Honor. Picked up by Birch. Birch throws it down below the goal line. Looking to chase it down. So far, Queens leading this game 3-0 as the Bandits are having a little bit of trouble getting some pucks in the back of the net. Over to Pesca. Pesca to... That was Harris. That was a wonderful pass, but Harris was not able to bury that in the back of the net and chipped up and out. That's the kind of play that Harris is going to see in her nightmares. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side. I have a few of those myself when I play. Every now and then I just have a stupid play, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Marvisi with it, throws it towards the net, covered up by the goaltender, and we get a stoppage of play at the 3:33 mark. Oh, you gotta get a picture of the scoreboard. 3:33, third period, 3-0. Put it up there. Come on, cameraman. Back to the point. Shot towards the net. Bounces around in front. And, that ends up underneath the goaltender, but not in the back of the net. That was probably the single best opportunity right there for the Bandits, and they were not able to bury that one. We get a little bit of an offsides call there on the Queens players, and we get another stoppage of play. Now the scoreboard isn't near as cool. It's 3:12 left in the third period. Off the half wall, down to Callie Peterson. Mackenzie Peterson battling for it. Shot towards the net. Takes a bounce behind the net. Picked up by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo leaves it down for Berg. Off of a stick. Over to the far side to number 15. Back to the point. Shot towards the net. That one almost handcuffed Lincoln. She was in the great position there. 2:30 left in the third period. Peterson tried to chip it off the backboards. Not able to do that. Over to the far corner to number 15. Back to the point. Thrown back down to 15. Another centering pass and shot on Lincoln, and she does not give up a rebound. So we get a stoppage of play and a face-off. down in the Bandits zone. We are at the 2:10 mark of the third period. Game's winding down. Bandits struggling to put the puck in the back of the net today. No puck luck. No puck luck. Backhanded towards the net. Off the near side boards, picked up by Pesca. Pesca spins away. Pesca still maintaining control, throws it into the far corner, picked up by number 9, stolen by Nelson, over to the far side to Harris. Harris centered that to Nelson. Nelson buries it in the back of the net. We are on the board. 3-1 this game. Hopefully it's not too little too late, but so far, that's the first goal for the Bandits, and we are at the 147 mark of the third period. They got to put a couple more in to get it tied up. But that was a great pass. Nelson Harris, Nelson, back of the net. Won by the Queens player. Nelson battling for it. Queens come away with it. Up to 11. 11 crosses over the red line. Gets around Pfeiffer. Marvisi with a good little move. Makes sure it gets out of the zone. Number 11 with it. Over to her teammate. She loses a handle on it. Number 3. Black there. Not able to do much with it. Chipped up and out. And Haugen now with it. Hits number 3. Shot on. Save Lincoln. Harris now with it. She ends up mishandling it, and it stalls out right against the backboards. Back up to the point. Haugen with the shot. Save Lincoln, and no rebound given up. 43.1 seconds left in the third period. Game is winding down. Score is 3-1. The Queens Hockey Club over the 605 Bandits. Not the outcome we were hoping for. Haugen with a shot redirected wide of the net, picked up by Peterson. And Wearspan gets pushed to the ice. Wearspan, one of the younger players on the team. Back to the point, shot towards the net, kicked at by Peterson. Queens come away with it, 20 seconds left in the game. Centering pass. And another one ends up behind the net. Redirected up front. Beam picks it up. Chips it in, gets pushed to the ice. Rigolizzo there battling for it and steamrolls. Can't tell who that was. Might have been Haugen. But that horn signals the end of the third period and the game. So that does it for this game. We'll be back again at 6:30 this evening. Hopefully I'll have some cool music queued up on the broadcast tablet. But we'll be back for that game. 6:30, same channel. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. In the meantime, everybody have a good afternoon. We will see you back here in, about 6 hours or so. Roughly thereabouts. But don't have too much fun today. It's actually a really nice day out. So we are here in lovely Minneapolis, Minnesota, in Blaine at the Super Rink. 8 full sheets of ice. That does it for me. I am out.